Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today. I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. This comes right after a day of tragedy, a shooting, again, so unnecessary on July 4th. Very hard to give an affirmation about how to take delight in the magnificence of life, how to praise life at every opportunity, even if I change my own internal vantage point and not try to change external conditions. There are people who don't get it. And instead of me trying to change or correct other people, I've always tried to work on what makes me a contributor and therefore a safe citizen to be out on the street and help other people. So as happy as I can try to be when tragedy strikes, it's really hard to keep that edge of positivity. It doesn't change my own inner drive for excellence. It doesn't change my desire to use my skills to their utmost. I still want to give the very best I have within me. I still want to have satisfaction and pride and accomplishment to what I think is my good and sincere intentions to help out. I still want to grow my own potential for self-actualization. And I know that enduring motivation comes from serving other people and compassion. And we all have to do that if we're going to ride the new wave into the 21st century. And I'm going to continue to educate myself way beyond the degrees and postgraduate degrees that I have. So I'm going to continue to articulate my goals even in the midst of horrific realizations. And I'm going to practice to continue to substantiate my own claims and make my own vision true. So it's uncanny that I wanted to talk about the life in the city, and is it possible to have beauty in the city, especially when there are things like this that remind you the city can be very, very ugly. Even this happened in a white suburb. This was not black on black crime or any of the other negative things that sometimes are projected upon Chicago as one of the cities where there's often so much unnecessary violence. But the first thing about the city, strangely enough, is like you have to find beauty in the city, otherwise you ought not to be here. A lot of times people put the city as opposed to nature, and nature is supposed to be beautiful. Psyche's need for beauty is fundamental. And so how can you look at the city with all its corruption or excesses or pollution and still find beauty? It's so much more easy for any individual to retreat into their own form of transcendental meditation, or addictions, or therapies, or entertainments, or you have a private sanctuary, or the internet and your cell phone provide a lot of entertainments for you to numb yourself, not to feel what else is going on. But the truth is, nature is a living, organic thing. It's not a machine. Therefore, it's not soulless. And everything we see in the city is aspects of nature that have been transformed, whether it's from wood or stone or glass or rubber or whatever. They're all products that come from nature that human beings have learned how to adapt for our own purposes. But nature is not invented by the human mind. It's prior to consciousness. And so it's up to us, our imagination, to perpetually create a new idea of nature, our idea of nature. And so the city is not just a concentration camp that keeps us in, so that we're always retreating outside of the city to find real beauty and soul in nature. As the Greeks would say, the gods are everywhere. You can find Aphrodite in love, and you can find Pan in music, and you can find Dionysus in celebration. You can find Apollo in order. And so we have to exchange the secular pleasures for what I would consider spiritual pleasures. So can we free our definition, our narrow definition of what's natural, and can we accept the city as being an extension of nature created by human beings? So what I would suggest is learn how to find the extraordinary and the extraordinary. Be a guardian to the extent that you can of what is natural in the city and how you connect to other people. And learn not to anesthetize yourself. so much is going on, it's just so simple to turn yourself off and not feel. But then that really puts us at a disadvantage because emotion is primary, thinking is secondary. We need to know what we feel and have our feelings help inform our thoughts and how we reach out to other people. And so I know that when we face what insults us and offends us, it's hard to make it through the day. But yet, if we are on the leading edge of change, then it's to us to buck up and learn how to deal with the tragedies and still not withdraw, but still give the best that we're capable of. I hope you'll join me on Wednesday for my next class in the Good Vibrations series. It's on Raja Yoga. And then in another 2 weeks, we'll be back with another talk about Flourish Yoga. In the meantime, I mourn the loss. I send out prayers for the people who face this devastation. And it certainly makes me shake my head about the mystery of life and why are things the way they are. And can't we do better than this? And what happened to a human being to get them so far off that they're willing to do something so heinous as this? I'm reflecting on it. I wish I could say I had a better spin to give you. But right now, I'm just going to hold myself as peaceful as I can and send out as many prayers as I can. That's the only way I know how to contribute at this moment.